Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails, a new account story. So today we're in week 4, and we've got a lot going on, folks. I'm going to try to record this all in one shot because I need to go to bed. But it's been a very busy day. So here, just so you know, so you can see, I'm moving the camera for just 1 second here, so you can see we're level 62 on the Prevailman account, and that means that we've done quite a bit of things, quite a few things. So the first most important thing, the most noticeable portion of any of this is we have unlocked ships, and that we'll get into that in a minute because it can be really frustrating at the very start of ships. Other things, though, I want to point out. First off, challenges. I'm level 62. One of the challenges requires level 62 in order to actually get into it. And you can see here, like this one requires level 70. We're not here yet. Similarly, this one requires level 62. And the thing I really want to point out here, guys, is if you are level 61 and you know you're going to hit 62 in a little bit that same day, then wait on your challenge, because check this out. So this is true for most of these challenges that you would unlock at 62. You get vital gear here, and if you do any of the tier 2 stuff, that counts as your attempts for the day. You only get 5 attempts total, and this gear piece, eventually we will have thousands of them, and they will be worthless to us, completely, totally awful, and like they'll just turn into relic pieces, basically. Like we'll just be mass manufacturing them into relic pieces. But for right now, they are a huge gate of gear. You can see all of the characters that we've been working on, that we're working on for gear, require this piece, and you get about 20 of them every day. That means you can apply one every day. Now, for Chopper, for instance, that is the only piece he needs. Right, like that, and then he'll get it up to gear 7, which gear 7 is a big deal because that's when you start getting protection stat from more than just mods. So that's really important. So if you're going to get 62 the day before, then, or that day of, then wait for a while, get the XP that you need, and then once you get to level 62, then do the mission and do your challenges then. So what characters have I been working on? It's fairly standard, though we've expanded quite a bit, frankly. So we're working on Phoenix as per usual. So we've got Zeb and Ezra and Kanan and Chopper and Hera. All 5 of them are we're working on them. You can see not all of them are level 62 right now because the credit crunch is starting to be real. It starts costing quite a bit. You can see we only have 14k credits. That's not much at all. It only gets us a portion of the way to level 62. So it's a struggle for sure, but that's what we've got going on because we have so many characters that suddenly need attention. So we need to be working on it, not only Phoenix, we also have Sabine, who's at 3 stars. She would be at 3 stars if we had enough credits to actually promote her. It costs more credits though, and we're not really using her right now. Eventually we want her at 7 stars. She's a really great pilot for a ship. She might be one of the first Zetas that we have. I haven't quite decided yet. The other thing is we have Bastila Shan. I've been getting terrible luck on her shards, but we finally have her. Today I actually got 5 out of 5 on my hard note attempts, which unlocked her and got us to 4 out of 25. So that's great. She is going to be an amazing character soon. Once we get her to gear 8 and leave her for like months and months, she'll be able to still produce at a really high rate. So keep working on her. Otherwise, for ships, and we'll get into this later, we need to be putting gear levels onto Admiral Akbar, onto Biggs. Biggs is someone we're going to unlock in the Galactic War Store right after we get the 7-star Zeb. And before I forget, folks, so we have a 7-star Zeb, and that is truly game changing. So now that we have a 7-star character, we can start participating in the highest end raids. So right now, we've just registered for Rancor. You can see my name at the very top, Prevailman. We've joined once the waiting period is up and my guild takes down the Rancor, which I don't have the ability to take it down. But once they do take him down, then we'll all get the same exact rewards anyways. Well, I say that, gosh. I can't take him down. The guild also doesn't take him down. This is actually a sim. Once your guild does it enough times manually, then you can just simulate it. The same thing goes, well, eventually we'll go with the tank raid, but we've already actually completed a few raids. We'll get the Sith Triumvirate raid done pretty soon. But it's exciting because now we can start working on unlocking certain characters that we haven't actually that we'll want eventually, and these characters are very important. So here I'm scrolling down. Let me actually look more precisely. So one of them, General Kenobi, will be getting 6 shards every time our guild completes the tank raid. So it feels like it takes forever if you're looking at it, but if you don't pay attention, eventually it will help quite a bit. The other one, which is arguably more important early on, is the Raid Han Solo character. He is really, really important to the success of the Rebel faction, and we'll get 10 shards every time we complete a Rancor. The other one being, and we won't need her for a while, but we will get Darth Treya eventually. Now, we haven't completed any of the Sith Triumvirate raid yet. We haven't done any of those, but 5, we'll get 5 every time, basically, for that. So, it's exciting. The other piece of that is then we're going to start earning this guild store currency way more often. So as I continue to tell you guys, buy these pieces in the store. They're very important. Eventually we'll have more important pieces to be working on, but buy these pieces for the characters that need them. We have 24 of these, and they're just part of larger components for these characters, so I'm not going to buy more. But now that we have more of this currency, we want to buy the gear first. That's our first priority. We also want to start buying, when it shows up, we want to start buying Dengar shards, and actually we want to start buying Logray shards as well. Logray shards can take a long time to show up, and if I remember correctly, I think that there might be Paplu shards as well. So we want to be farming characters in this shop as much as we can. Dengar is going to be very important to help us with our early bounty hunter squad. He is a pain in the neck to gear, but he is a very, very strong character in the context of bounty hunters, even if he doesn't seem like it. Logray we will need to eventually, way down the line, be able to unlock C-3PO. But it's better to start now because these shards take a while to farm. Same with Paplu when he appears in the store. So we want to be working on that. We want to make sure that this currency stays at right around, I don't know, 500 or so we can buy all the gear that we want. And otherwise, we are just working on getting unlocks for, or rather, more shards for these characters. Once Chopper gets to 5 stars, and once Hera gets to 5 stars, as you can see here, Hera needs 20 more shards, and Chopper needs 30. Once they're both at 5 stars, then we'll have 5 Phoenix characters at 7 stars, or at 5 stars. Here, let me show you this in the journey guide. So if you want to see these character unlocks that we're going to be working on, our first target is going to be Emperor Palpatine, and we'll unlock him at 5 stars. That'll be great. So if you want to see the characters that we have that we could use, you can see all the different characters that, like, we're not going to be using any of these characters here to unlock. But you can see up top here, well, it says for 7 stars here for Palpatine. Really, though, all we need is, well, we could do a couple of them right now, in fact. Uh, so each tier of these unlock missions, each tier is going to give us is going to require 1 extra star on our characters. So let me show you guys this real quick. I don't think I'm going to do all 4 of the early tiers, but it unlocks after the 5th one once everyone is at 5 stars. It's pretty easy. This is one of the first events that this actually happens. So yeah, this is pretty easy. Though it is pretty nice. You get for some free crystals. So yeah, this is we need 145 to unlock 5 stars, and we'll get that next week. We will be able to unlock him. So you see, tier 2 requires 2 star or higher rebels, 3 star or higher, all the way. Tier 5, this is where you unlock him. Eventually, we need 7 star rebels, and we'll be able to unlock him at 7 stars. The other piece, so the reason why we're working on Phoenix first, and this is, you could use other rebels potentially, but none of them work nearly so nice together as Phoenix, and Phoenix work really well in Galactic War as well. The piece of it is, though, you need Phoenix to be able to unlock Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is very important endgame character. He is currently a character that I use on my main account at end game level. I'm actually going to be changing his modding a little bit to be able to counter Galactic Legends. So he is still extremely relevant, and we're going to unlock him very soon. We'll unlock him next week as well. And the thing is about him is that you need Phoenix to be able to do it. Not just rebels, you need specifically Phoenix. So that's why we can actually knock 2 or kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as morbid as that sounds. So it's pretty exciting. The other piece of it is eventually we'll be able to unlock Grandmaster Yoda. You need Jedi for that, and Phoenix happen to have 2 Jedi, and Ezra at the very least is extremely useful. And we should just be fine to be able to unlock all these characters at the lower level. At 7 stars, it takes a little bit more precision, but anyways, folks, that's probably enough on the character strategy side. The unlocks with Phoenix are going to be very exciting, though. I know I've told you guys that I'm going to tell you about mods, and we're going to keep doing mods. The fact is, we're going to do mods next time as well. So we'll do the unlock of those 2 characters. That shouldn't take long. And then the rest of it, we're going to be talking about mods, because that's when we'll have 5-star characters in order to unlock in these mod challenges. You'll see that we need 5-star characters. We need 5-star characters. Right now we only have 3. Next week we should have 5, and then we can start farming 5-star or 5-dot mods. And those are actually the mods that we need long term. The 4-dot mods are fine, but we want they're not actually fine long term. Like, you're never going to use any 4-dot mods hardly in the end game. So right now, spend your energy, absolutely, but just keep in mind, you want to be farming speed mods probably if you can. Keep in mind, though, we're going to make a jump to 5-dot mods very, very soon. It's going to also cost a lot of credits to do that, which is going to be really tough from a resource management point, but we should be okay. So let's talk about ships a little bit here, guys. And ships have always been a slight frustration for me, because there's a lot lot to be said about them, frankly. Like there's just a lot of things we have to do. So, as you can see, we have one of the challenges unlocked. I was lucky enough to unlock it on my Sunday, which which means that I was able to do all three of the challenges. As you can see, Sunday, and this one is also on Sundays, I believe. Where I was able to do all three of them. So, that being said, it's very difficult. These fleet battles are not the same way, that they're not built in the same manner that the fleet battles were in, or rather the squad battles were in the initial nodes. You actually need to put some gear and, rather some upgrade materials into them right away in order to have some success. And you can see, like early on, this is the hard node. They were really hard. These missions were really hard. Even this one, I didn't even get 3 stars on the first normal mode, or the second normal mode mission. So, it can be a little frustrating for sure. The thing you want to be doing, though, I'm going to show you how to use the ships. I also want to show you guys some of the things that go into it. So ships are pretty complicated. The characters that right now you want to be upgrading are your Jedi Consular. He can go up to like gear 7 or 8 and then stop, and then he'll never be geared again for years unless they rework his kit. But he is an important character in the early game. The Imperial TIE Fighter, the TIE Fighter pilot you want to be working on, because the gear level and the star level and everything about the character is actually reflected in the power of the ship. So if we got TIE Fighter pilot up to 4 stars right now, then he would actually make the ship faster and stronger. So here, check this out. I'm going to show you guys how when I upgrade an ability, it actually impacts how strong the ship is. So you can see the health is what, 22,037. So 22,037. If you upgrade an ability on him, then we'll go back here. We said 22,037 on health. 22,222. Oh, that's kind of a fun number. But you can see, even just upgrading like an ability, a random ability on TIE Fighter Pilot, that actually increases the power of the character. So, rather, not of the character, but of the ship. So that the star level impacts that, every piece of gear you add affects that, and something that a lot of people don't realize is mods also affect it. And the more dots you have on a mod, the stronger it is. Now it doesn't matter. This mod, this gray mod, this is the worst version of it. It's an E level. Even like a C level though, or a B level, if we put a fully leveled up mod on him from B level, from the purple, that is actually not going, like, it's not going to change the power level. In fact, I put a 5-star or a 5-dot mod on him because of his ship. We have very few 5-dot mods right now because you have to get them as rewards for different things. So, doesn't matter what level the mod is, or rather what color the mod is, as long as it's 5 dots and it's level 15. That's the most you can put on a mod. That's what's going to give you extra power on your ship. And so you're gonna need to level up your TIE Fighter pilot. You're gonna need to put gear on him. Mine is only gear 6. Eventually, we're probably going to get him up to 9 or 10, in fact, because he's an important early game ship. Clone Sergeant, don't worry about him as much. We're going to be kind of phasing him out soon enough. The Resistance X-Wing and a Resistance pilot, the same thing. We're really don't want to do much. I put them up to 45. That's probably about good enough. Level 32 on the pilot, just because then level 32 let me get level 3 abilities on each, and really that's about what you need. So because we're not going to be using resistance X-Wing much at all. It's just one of the early game ships that we're going to be using. Really, the ones we want to be focusing on are Jedi Consular Starfighter and the Imperial TIE Fighter. We also immediately, once we have Zeb at 7 stars, we want to unlock Biggs in the Galactic War Store, and that's a pretty easy unlock. He only needs 25 shards to unlock. And once you do, however, then you can eventually unlock his ship. We're very close. We're at 8 of 10. And he is going to be one of the premier Rebel tanks that we use in the Rebel fleet until currently. Like, that's the one I use on my main account for my Rebel fleet. You can also use, like, Houndstooth in conjunction with that. But for right now, we want to be getting Biggs farmed and unlocked, and then his ship we want to get unlocked as well. Now I have infographics talking about what things you need to be farming both in ships and in Squad Arena, so check those out on my Discord server, which you can find linked in the video description below. But we're going to be working on Biggs. We also want to be working on unlocking the 2 Rebels ships, because those ships are really great. Ghost and Phantom are going to be wonderful. We have all the characters already unlocked. So as long as we have, each of them require 3 pilots, which is crazy a lot of times, but we're already working on each of these pilots, and we're actually trying to get all their gear up to at least gear 8, if not a little bit higher. And so right now these ships will be really powerful. The only problem is trying to get them unlocked is pretty difficult, and we don't have too much currency. We get about 1,000, a little over 1,000 of this ship's fleet arena tokens. I just call it ship's currency in case you guys don't understand what I'm saying. So, and we have a ton of ships that we need to be prioritizing. So, in order of ships we need to be prioritizing in this store, and this is on the infographic that I'm going to be sharing on the Discord server in the new players area, is in this slot here where you see Scimitar. This is actually a rare slot, and eventually once we have other materials that we can unlock, this will probably be down here, this square. But the square trades in and out between a bunch of different ships. Scimitar is actually a fairly rare ship as well for shards, so we want to be unlocking that eventually. Right now, though, on this square, we want to buy, as a priority, the Slave 1, which is Boba Fett's ship. We want to buy the TIE Advanced X1, which is Darth Vader's ship. Those two are very rare and very rarely show up in this fleet shop. We want to buy every shard we possibly can of them first. If those aren't available, then we want to, in this slot, buy the Phantom or the Ghost if it shows up. We need to get those unlocked as fast as possible. Those are very, very important. Now, you may be tempted to look at the shards and for characters and buy them from here. Eventually, we are going to buy some characters from here. Don't make any mistake on that. However, these characters are not characters that we're going to be working on right now. We can't afford the currency. We need to be leveling up ships as fast as we can. The only exception I will make is there's a very rare drop of General Grievous. We want him even from the very start. He's the number 1 priority. He's very rare in this shop, and this is the only place you can get him. So buy his shards early and often if you can. By General Grievous, he's not here right now, obviously. Every time it refreshes, these different nodes or areas, segments, change into a different character, or they rotate among characters. So if you find General Grievous, then buy his shards. If you find Darth Vader, also buy his shards. Those are the two that you can buy for now. Otherwise, buy Phantom, buy the Ghost, and then if you somehow have more currency and you have like over 1,000 saved just in case, then you want to be spending money on, or spending currency on unlocking Biggs' ship and the TIE Fighter. So, other than that, you can also get ships up top here in the Galactic War Store. Now, here is a little different. You want to be spending on the Jedi Consular's Starfighter. You also want to be spending on Biggs's X-Wing, and you want to be spending on the TIE Fighter. You can also buy the Clone Sergeant. That's fine, though eventually that is going to stop being that useful. And yeah, that's how you farm. Now, I do want to show you guys how to do some of this fleet stuff. So you need to be getting your pilots up as high as you can. You don't have very many characters, really, so you need to be working on TIE Fighter pilot. You need to be working on the ones that we went over. I will show you guys how I went about it. We do have enough currency for one of these. Let's just do this. Try to 3-star it. And what we're going to be doing here is they have it auto-placed so that your Clone Sergeant is in the starting lineup. He's useless there. He's a tank who only taunts when he's in the reinforcement slot. So we're going to be, you need to swap him out, put Resistance X-Wing in here instead. And then you want Akbar to be the fleet commander if possible. Once you get in here, now I don't know if I'm going to get 3 stars here, but we should be able to get the win. Now, the reason you want Akbar is because he's super versatile for this fleet right away. So, eventually Biggs is going to taunt, and when he taunts, we're just going to have to kill him anyways. However, there is something to be said about trying to just nuke this Poe Dameron, one of these weak characters. You can see by how much health and protection they have that sometimes they just aren't very strong on these nodes. So you want to use this first attack here. This is going to be an AoE that hits all 3 of their characters. It's also going to call 2 ships to assist. So if we get lucky, we might just be able to blow up this Poe Dameron ship before Biggs taunts. Now, we didn't get that. However, with this fleet, with the starting fleet, we can call someone to assist. TIE Fighter pilot's the one who does the most damage, so the Consular Fighter is going to do a hit, then TIE Fighter pilot is, and bam, we've got Poe Dameron down. Now, we could push our luck and try to take out Wedge. I suppose we may as well here. Now, it looks like Biggs is not taunting yet. Now he is. Our Resistance fighter is just about dead. We don't really care about that because in ships, as long as you end with 3 ships alive, then it doesn't matter if any of the other ones die. So Resistance X-Wing, sure, it's going to probably die. But as long as the other 3 ships survive, we'll get 3 stars. So, if we want to heal, Jedi Consular can do that. We want to just be attacking, though. We don't have anyone we care about that much, frankly. So let's dispel Biggs' taunt. Like Ahsoka's in. She's going to dispel our taunt on Clone Sergeant. We want to take out the attackers when we can. That's a pretty standard strategy. So let's heal Clone Sergeant. Clone Sergeant only taunts when he has protection up, so we could put more protection on, but let's just save that for one more. I'll use the big attack, or big hit from TIE Fighter pilot. And now, honestly, why don't we just try to take out Biggs here with the big assisting attack? Again, call TIE Fighter pilot. And we just have to pray now. Hopefully, Clone Sergeant doesn't end up dying. We're going to put protection up on him. Now we get our ultimate, and this should be over. We should hopefully get the max stars, but who knows? The ultimate on this is great, actually. Except maybe she's going to actually... Okay, so Clone Sergeant is almost dead. We're almost out of time. Alright, we got it. So, I did not get 3 stars on the first attempt on any of the ships. That's just how it works. That's fine. I did this time, so that's great, obviously. But you can eventually get it so that you have good RNG. It takes a while, though. You need to gear up. You need to level up your pilots. The other piece that I didn't show you guys, which I will now, you also need to be upgrading your ships with these upgrade materials. It costs quite a bit. Just for 2, you have to pay over 100,000. And for the challenge that gets this currency, you only get 100,000. So, it's going to take a while to get all your ships up to max level. That's just how it goes, guys. I'm sorry to say. Let's get Akbar up a little bit more here. Can you get to 50? Not quite. But let's put it at 20 or at 48. That's fine. And really, folks, that's just about all I've got to share with you. We need, our next goal is we need ships at 2 stars. So Jedi Consular is what we need. We need the 2 Rebels ships, Phantom and Ghost. We need TIE Fighter and Clone Sergeant, I suppose. Those are the ones that we're working on right now, and we need to get Home 1 up to the next star level, etc. Lots of things to work on with ships. Lots of moving parts. Lots and lots of moving parts. So, anyways, folks, I think I'm gonna call it here. It's been a good recording. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Despite my various water breaks and such. Anyways, I will, this week, I believe, I'll be coming out with the strategy guide for this and the farming guide as well. So I'll be looking for that. And anyways, folks, I'm going to let you go. So thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Zareth prevails.